guys, welcome back to my channel. A few days ago I posted on all of my social media asking you guys to give me suggestions on videos that you'd like to see on my YouTube channel more, and you guys were making you guys were giving me some ridiculous topics like me doing dance videos. Like, I know I'm very talented, but I don't think dance videos are my thing. So we will let that go. But a lot of people gave me lots of nice suggestions. So this video that I'm doing is something that somebody suggested, which is story times. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you're not following me on my social media. Okay, so I'm going to put my social media names here so you can check me out. So today we're doing a video on how I got caught. So we're going to call this guy Tony, right? Tony was my first crush. I was in junior high school and he was in senior high school. He was about 4 or 5 years older than I was, and we lived literally on the same block. So he was just like 3 houses away from me. So we were very close. We did lots of things together. He helped me out with school stuffs. Mind you, this was a very, very innocent relationship. We weren't doing anything sexual. We weren't doing anything that our parents would not approve of. Like, we had a mutual understanding. So, for those who know me, you know I love music, right? I sing. I love music. I love R&Bs. I love blues. I love cool songs. So, as at that time, I was in love with Celine Dion, still am. So, Tony decided to do a little like song compilation for me. Then that's Celine Dion. All of the songs were Celine Dion. There was this new one that had just popped out. I think it was I can't remember the title right now, but it goes you can say you love me, that I'm your perfect rush, how it hurts to need someone that much. Yeah, that is the song, but I sincerely can't remember the name of the song right now. So this was the song that I was into at that point in time, but I didn't have the song. I was using Nokia 3310. I'm going to put a picture here so you see what I'm talking about. It didn't have memory card or anything, so we couldn't download music as at that time. So what Tony would do is he would do like a song compilation for me in a disc and give it to me, and I would listen to it in my house. But this particular day it was like a surprise because it was a song I'd been hearing and I really wanted, and he wanted to be the first person to give me the song. So it was like a surprise. He called me on my little 3310 and he was like, I have a surprise for you. I was so excited and I said, okay. He said, okay, I should come over to his place. As I said before, it was an innocent relationship. We weren't doing anything that our parents wouldn't approve. We just wanted to listen to songs together. So I went to his house and he started playing the song. We were just having fun. We were listening to the music. I was singing along. I was feeling the song and everything. And then my little 3310 rings. And it's my uncle. Lord. If you grew up in an African home, right, you know that African parents, they are very, very strict. I grew up with my aunt and her husband, so like they were very strict with me. They didn't want me to talk to boys or all of those things. It was a crazy thing. But now that I am a grown-up, I kind of understand where they're coming from, because I tried doing the same thing to my kid brother, and I saw where I was before and where I am now. Like, he would always be like, why don't you want me to have fun? And I'm like, why don't you see the things that I'm trying to protect you from, right? So as at that time, I did understand where my parents were coming from. So my uncle didn't want me to talk to boys. Left for him, like he would lock me in the house all day, right? Left for him. But of course, now I had to go to school and do other stuff. So back to the story. My phone rings and it was my uncle on the phone, and he goes, where are you? As at this time, guys, I died. Like, I literally died, because if he was asking me where I was, I knew it's because he was in the house and I wasn't there, right? So I was like, I'm in the backyard. And he says, okay, wait for me at the backyard. I am coming there now. So he was like, don't move, just wait right there, right? So let me tell you, the way our house is, we didn't have a back door to like the backyard. So literally it means that we both had to come out from the front door to try to go to the backyard. So the thing here now is I'm not in the backyard, right? So if I try to go to the backyard, I will probably see him on my way, because we will come out from the same, we're in the same block. We will come out from the same front door, and by the time I'm trying to make my way to the backyard, he will probably catch me. So Tony was like, I should stay here, I shouldn't go to the backyard. He would try to look out from the window for me to know what's going on. So my uncle went to the backyard and was like, I'm at the backyard, where are you? And I was like, oh, I left the backyard already, I'm coming to the house. He has been warning me about this Tony boy. So he already knew what was going on. But you know, now parents are smart. We kids, we used to think we were smart, but these people, they are very smart, right? He already knew what was going on, but he wanted to check the backyard just for checking sake. So immediately he didn't find me at the backyard. He made his way to Tony's house. So like, I'm in the house, I'm already shivering. So the way Tony's house is, the way our houses were, it's a barrack house. My uncle was in the Nigerian army, so I was a barrack girl. So like when you enter into Tony's house, there's like a little corridor when you open the door. So people keep their shoes right here before you enter into the living room. So my shoes were literally outside. Childish brain. So he came into the Tony's house and he knocked and he said, where is she? By this time, I ran into the bedroom because I knew even if he came into the living room, he wouldn't barge into somebody's bedroom like that. So I ran into the bedroom and I was hiding there. And he was like, where is she? And Tony was like, I don't understand, Sal. Who are you talking about? And he was like, I said, where is she? If I ask you one more time, I will slap you. Hey, Jesus. Jesus. As at this time, I just wanted the floor to open. Let me just go inside. I was dead. Okay, literally. So he asks Tony again, where is she? And he gives him a slap. Oh, Father, my crush. Oh, as at this time, my heart was just doing beep. I was already like pitying Tony. I didn't want him to keep receiving slaps because he was going to keep saying he didn't know where I was and he was going to keep receiving slaps. I didn't want this. So after the third slap, I came out and I was looking like a chicken. And he drags me by my ears. African parents, you know now, they are very good at doing this. He drags me by my ears and he takes me home. And he sees my phone. So I won't be able to communicate with Tony. He stops me from doing all extracurricular activities. So like during my teenage years, I was a very active teenager. Like I was in choir in church, I was in drama group, I was in school, I was a social prefect during like my senior high school. But before then, I was in like drama classes. Like I was in everything in school. He stopped me from doing all of those things because he knew that was the way I was going to still be seeing Tony. So he stopped me from doing all of those things. He collected my phone so I don't call him. So it was like straight from school, come back home, no church, nothing. Like no church activities, only Sunday church. It was a devastating time for me, guys. Like it was hard. So back to the day, I knelt down, guys, from around 12 p.m. to like 4-5 p.m. when my aunt came back from her computer classes. So like I knelt down holding like a small, for those that grew up in an African home, it's called a stool. It's like a tiny ass table that people used to like eat from or whatever. So like he gave it to me and I held it above my head and knelt down till my auntie came back and begged for me. But of course, I cried and cried. So the moral of this story is, I feel like teenagers and parents should be able to come to a mutual ground. Like, I feel like I would have been more grateful or more, I would have understood my uncle more if he had just called me and, you know, spoken to me. Like, I was a young adult. I was going to be able to understand all of these things. I know he didn't want me to get pregnant at a young age. And I know he didn't want me to turn out badly. But the funny thing is, I was having an innocent relationship with Tony. We weren't doing anything that they wouldn't consent. Like, we weren't doing anything sexual. We were just listening to music. But I understand that from a parent's perspective, they don't understand that we're not having like a bad relationship or we're not doing anything that they wouldn't consent. So I understand. So sometimes I feel like having a talk with your child like kind of helps better than the taking off phones and stopping from doing extracurricular activities, or like the beating, the slappings, and the kneeling down with stools and all of that. I know most of those kind of things don't happen in these days, but a lot of African parents still think this is the best way to handle their kids. As for me, to be honest, I'm going to discipline my kids, but I'm not going to make it to an extent where they fear me. Like, I want my kids to respect me, not fear me. Like, I was a child that was very, very scared. Like, it didn't stop me from developing well or anything, but I was always very scared because I was always one of those kids that were handled with cane. But this is because of my background. Like, they felt like it was the best way as at that time. But using this experience, I know better now. I know that I wouldn't treat my kids that way. I now know that I wouldn't handle my kids with the cane, because it's not the best way, right? I am so grateful to God that I didn't turn out badly, but yeah, I'm going to help my kids go through things without having to make them fear me like I'm a god. Obviously, I'm not. I want them to be able to respect me enough to know that this is right from wrong, and not be like they're scared of me to an extent where it begins to affect them mentally in school and otherwise. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. So if you guys want videos like this, make sure you indicate down below. Share your own childhood experiences. If you've ever had anything like this happen to you, please don't be shy to tell us about yours. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Okay, join the family. I love you guys. Ciao. Do you ever